Are you looking for some quality dividend stocks? How about some that'll pay you a growing source of passive income with a long history of market outperformance?
Yeah, totally.
Welcome to the Power 5 Stocks of the Week for the week of December 18th through December 22nd. This is a series I do here on my channel that comes out 30 minutes prior to market open each and every Friday. No matter if you're looking for quality dividend stocks with higher yields, great dividend growth rates, or something in between, this series is sure to have something for you.
Wow, finally something in my life that makes me feel special.
Now let's go ahead and see where I got this list and how I was able to narrow it down to the 5 stocks you'll see today. The first step in my process is to head over to marketbeat.com for a fresh list of dividend stocks with ex-dividend dates of this coming week. This week, there were 82 stocks with ex-dividend dates between December 18th and December 22nd. Next, I had to filter to see how many of those stocks had a dividend streak of at least 5 years, and I was left with 24 remaining stocks. My last filter was to require those remaining stocks to also outperform the S&P 500 over the past 10 years to further narrow down the list. This brought me down to just 8 stocks, or 9.76% of the original list, which is where I began my research. After crunching the numbers and finding all the winners, let's see who came out on top. First up on this week's list is a stock that could be worth some additional research due to the price of housing these days.
These prices are insane!
Allow me to introduce you to BRT Apartments, stock ticker BRT. BRT is a quarterly payer in the real estate sector, paying $1 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 5.28%. BRT has been paying and growing its dividend over the last 6 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 4.35%. A 5-year dividend growth rate of 4.56%, and a payout ratio of 87.72%. At the time of recording, BRT Apartments was trading 15.26% off of its 52-week high. It has an ex-dividend date of December 19th with a payout date of January 5th. And a single investment of $10,000 into BRT 10 years ago while only reinvesting dividends since then would have been turned into $39,084.84, which comes out to a 14.6% year-over-year return rate, which here on the channel always looks at the S&P 500 as a benchmark, which in the same 10 years would have returned $30,463.06, which makes up a noticeable difference of $8,621.78 on the side of BRT Apartments. This next company has been paying and growing their dividend every year for the last 6 decades. That company is none other than Nordson, stock ticker NDSN. Nordson is a quarterly payer in the industrial sector, paying $2.72 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.14%. Nordson's been paying and growing their dividend over the last 60 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 19.8%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 16.05%, and a payout ratio of just 28.44%. At the time of recording, Nordson was trading 5.62% off of its 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of December 18th with a payout date of January 2nd, and that single investment of $10,000 into NDSN 10 years ago while only reinvesting dividends since then would have turned into $35,678.38, which comes out to a 13.56% year-over-year return rate, which again is compared to the S&P that we know turned into $30,463.06, which results in a difference of $5,215.32 over the past 10 years. Next up is a stock that's made a few appearances on this series, and for good reason. This week's stock with some very impressive dividend growth rates and a hard name to pronounce is Amphenol, stock ticker APH. APH is a quarterly payer in the technology sector, paying 88 cents per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 0.94%. APH has been paying and growing their dividend over the last 12 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 28.06%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 20.12%, and a payout ratio of just 27.36%. At the time of recording, Amphenol was trading 0.22% off of its 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of December 18th with a payout date of January 10th. And with a single investment of $10,000 into APH 10 years ago while only reinvesting the money they gave you, that would now be worth $47,475.82, which comes out to a 16.85% year-over-year return rate, which again is compared to the S&P that we know turned into $30,463.06, which results in a difference of $17,012.76 on the side of APH over the past 10 years. Now we're a little past halfway done with today's video.
Dang it.
Please take just 2 seconds to make sure you've clicked that like button, and then don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I have a lot of exciting dividend content in the works for the remainder of 2023 and into 2024 that I would hate to see you miss.
I'm not going to miss it.
All right, now let's get to these last two stocks. Sometimes you'll hear how good a stock is and just go on about your day, but this next stock numbers are very hard to ignore.
You have to stop thinking about it.
This week's stock with the best 10-year returns is Broadcom, stock ticker AVGO. Broadcom is a quarterly payer in the technology sector, paying $21 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 2.22%. Broadcom has been paying and growing its dividend over the last 14 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 12.28%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 21.33%, and a payout ratio of 44.92%. At the time of recording, Broadcom was trading 5.56% off of its 52-week high. It has an ex-dividend date of December 19th with a payout date of December 29th. And here's where this one just makes me jealous. A single $10,000 investment into AVGO 10 years ago while only reinvesting dividends since then would now be worth $262,208.95, which is a ridiculous 38.62% year-over-year return rate, which again is compared to the S&P that we know turned into $30,463.06, which results in a difference of $231,745.89 on just 10K just 10 years ago.
Wow.
And rounding out this week's list, I have another stock that I'm pretty sure you've never heard of, but they have some pretty intriguing numbers. This week's stock that could be at an attractive buying price is Omega Flex, stock ticker OFLX. Omega Flex is a quarterly payer in the industrial sector, paying $1.32 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.7%. Omega Flex has been paying and growing their dividend over the last 6 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 24.48%. A 5-year dividend growth rate of 11.99%, and I wasn't able to find a payout ratio for this one. At the time of recording, Omega Flex was trading 39.53% off of its 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of December 18th and a payout date of January 4th, and a single investment of $10,000 into OFLX 10 years ago, while only reinvesting dividends since then, would have been grown into $46,389.86, which is a 16.58% year-over-year return rate, which again is compared to the S&P that we know turned into $30,463.06, which results in a difference of $15,926.80 on the side of OFLX, despite the recent drop in stock price. In today's video, I was able to show you 5 different dividend stocks that are the best of the best.
Hell yeah, I did.
These stocks not only come with a dividend streak of at least 6 years, but they've also outperformed the S&P 500 over the past 10 years and have ex-dividend dates of this coming week. And just out of curiosity, does anybody watching today's video own AVGO or Broadcom? If so, let me know how much you're up in the comments down below. And according to your watch history, you need to check out this video. But until next time, see you.